So I just finished watching Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus episode 2, and I personally think that Sakuta is the perfect protagonist for this type of show. This is not a romance anime, as I've mentioned before. This is a coming of age story, and you need a character who is very self-confident while still being able to deal with his own struggles, someone who's caring and compassionate, but can still bring some sass and humor to the story. That is Sakuta in a nutshell. That is exactly what he is and who he is as a character. And I love that so much because when you have things like Uzuki going through her struggles of not knowing where she wants to be, wanting to stay with her friends and her family and Sweet Bullet, well, being pushed to go on a solo career because she's blowing up. I mean, she had a video do over 1 million views. She's really popular in her solo career, but she feels a deep-rooted connection to Sweet Bullet because they're more than just friends to her. They're more than just an idol group. They're a family, and that is so important to her, and so she's struggling on what decisions she needs to make, and Sakuta is there just to listen. He doesn't always need to give input. He doesn't need to be pushy. He doesn't need to have all these grandiose answers to every question. He's just there to listen. And that's a very special type of person, not just an anime protagonist, not just in a media protagonist, but as a human being. Because when people are going through struggles like this, it can be really difficult to sit down and be honest with them and have those difficult conversations while also just listening and understanding where they're coming from and how they need to deal with this struggle, because you cannot give someone the answer to every single problem that they have. That's not the way that it works, and that's not the way that it should work. And Sakuta understands that to such a mature degree, while also dealing with his own things. I mean, he's in a relationship with one of the most beautiful and famous people in this town, in this world, honestly, from his perspective, and he doesn't get to see her that often, and he has to deal with that and be mature enough and confident enough in his relationship that he is just happy whenever he gets to spend any time with her. And that goes same for Mai. We don't get a lot of Mai, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to speak on her character, but the bits and pieces that we do get, especially in this episode where she's stealing food from his bento box, are just adorable and shows their care and love for each other as she teases him about other women even, which I think is, it's funny. It's a little too much, but I think it is funny, and it again shows the strength of their relationship. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like, drop a follow, because I will be talking about a lot of the summer romance anime and other anime coming out this season, so follow along for this journey.